Welcome back to Awesome Possum Hobbies and Games. I am Chris, and it's my favorite day of the week, and it is time to complete a deck. Yes, I got my TCG Player mail order in, and it's time for me to finish off the deck that I teased a couple weeks ago. Let's go ahead and check it out. Welcome back to another Guess That Commander edition of TCG Player Singles Order of the Week. I want you guys to take time in the comments, guess the Gruul commander that I am working on for this deck. These are going to be the contents of the deck, not going to have the commander in it. I already have the deck mostly built. These are additions. Later on, I'll go ahead and create a video of that particular deck. It'll be something that's different, and you're not most likely going to have seen a deck like it. It's going to be a lot of fun. It's not hyper competitive, but at the same time, it will be a fun deck to go through and talk about and analyze and to make better over time. So the first card is Gallianra, color of the Wirewood, 1 green, 2 colorless. It's a 1/2 legendary creature, elf druid. Tap to produce a green mana, and then when you spend this mana, cast a spell with converted cost of 6 or greater, you get to draw a card. It has partner, but that partner doesn't matter. Yamaya Elder. This is a full version. 2 green, 1 colorless for a 2/1 creature human druid. When this card dies, you may search your library for up to 2 basic land cards, reveal them, and put them into your hand and shuffle. Pay 2 and sacrifice. You get to draw a card. Always a great value little engine there. Next card is Aid from the Cowl. This is the pre-release version. 2 green, 3 colorless, enchantment Revolt. At the beginning of your end step, if a permanent you controlled left the battlefield this turn, reveal the top card of your library. If it's a permanent card, you may put it onto the battlefield. Otherwise, you may put it on the bottom of your library. Hint, hint, most of the cards in this deck are going to be permanent, so this will activate quite a few times throughout the game. It's a great value engine as well. Galta, Stampeded Tyrant. Just like Aid from the Cowl is a great way of cheating cards in, this is another great way of cheating lots of cards in. In fact, if you're able to cheat him into play himself for that 8 mana, the 3 green, 5 colorless, as a 12/12 legendary creature, Elder Dinosaur. Trample. When it enters the battlefield, you can put any number of creature cards from your hand onto the battlefield. It's a great way to just empty your entire hand. Lots of fun. Next card is Somberwald Beastmaster. For a green, 6 colorless, is a 1/1 creature human ranger. When it enters the battlefield, you get to create a 2/2 green wolf creature token, a 3/3 green beast creature token, and a 4/4 beast creature token. Creatures tokens you control have death touch. That's a great value card if you're able to go through and put it in play. Create a copy of it, because when you create the copy token, all the rest of the tokens are going to happen, and it's just going to cascade into lots of, not the game mechanic, but actual ability of just having lots and lots of creatures coming into play in a single turn. It's a fun little action. Ancient Bronze Dragon. 2 green, 5 colorless for a 7/7 creature, Elder Dragon, flying. And whenever Ancient Bronze Dragon deals combat damage to a player, roll a d20. When you do, put +1/+1 counters on each of up to 2 target creatures where X is the results. Yes, you're able to go through and make some of those tokens become absolutely ridiculous. It's lots of fun. Altari Survivors, 1 red, 3 colorless, creature tiefling. 0/4 Trample Mirrored. As long as this card is attacking, it gets +X/+0, where X is the number of lands defending player controls. So when it's attacking, most likely it's going to have 4 or 5, or even more power. And on top of that, it's going to be attacking each of your opponents. It's an amazing card for 4. I can't wait to try to use that. Next one is Mirage Phalanx for 2 red, 4 colorless. It's a 4/4 creature human soldier with soulbound. As long as Phalanx is paired with another creature at the beginning of those with another creature, each of those creatures get at the beginning of combat on your turn, create a token that's a copy of this creature, except it has haste and loses soulbound. Exile it at the end of combat. Yes, so you want to go through and target another one of your non-unique creatures, and it's just creates more tokens. And creating more tokens is just, it escalates pretty fast. Planar Atlas. Planar Atlas, this is one of my favorite mana rocks. For only 2 mana, it's an artifact. It only taps to reduce a colorless mana, but and there's battlefield tap, which is not fantastic. There's other mana rocks that cost 2 that you're able to activate immediately. But when it enters a battlefield, you may look in top 4 cards of your library. If you do, reveal one of those land cards from among them. Put that on the top of your library and rest on the bottom of a random order. This is great in an Eldrazi deck because it helps you get those important lands on top of your deck. This is great for a deck that plays with just a few lands. This is great for if you're able to drop it on second turn. You're able to make sure you're able to get a land drop for your 3rd or 4th turn, which this deck really needs because there's a lot of high casting cost items and spells. It's a great use of that. Onto the lands. First one's Stomping Grounds. This is the Borderless version. It's a land, mountain, forest, and as it enters battlefield, you may pay 2 life. If you don't, it enters the battlefield tapped. It's one of those great shock lands. Borderless Command Tower. Everyone knows Command Tower does. Gruul Turf. It's a land that enters the battlefield tapped, and when it enters the battlefield, you have to return a land to you control to your owner's hands. So if you have a land that goes through and surveils or scries, it's a good way to be able to activate those abilities again. And also, it taps reduce 1 of each for a green and a red. So it does a couple different things, as well as it produces 2 for 1. And then the following turn, you're able to play that land again. Cinderglade. This is a land. Mountain Forest enters the battlefield tapped unless you control 2 or more basic lands. This deck plays at least 50% of the deck, or the lands that are in the deck are basic, so it usually comes into play untapped. If not, it comes into play tapped. It's not a huge deal, especially if you play it on the 1st or 2nd turn. Next one is Game Trail. As it enters the battlefield, you may reveal a mountain or a forest card from your hand. If you don't, Game Trail enters the battlefield tapped, and it produces a red or green mana. And lastly, Rockfall Veil is a land, enters the battlefield tapped unless you control 2 or more other lands, and it has to produce a red or a green mana. So that pretty much is most of the expensive lands that are in the deck. So go ahead, put in the comments below what you think the commander is, and I'll reveal that here later on when I go through and do a video here in the next coming weeks or a month or so. Anyways, until next time, I hope you have a fantastic week, and remember to keep it rolling. And thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please take the time to like the video and subscribe if you'd like to stay updated. Have a great day, and keep them rolling.